Warning, we sometimes use swear words on this podcast. Hi, we're on cue.
I'm Liz, I'm a music supervisor.
I'm Trish, I'm a film director, and we are going to dish about music and movies and life on this
New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year's, everyone.
Yeah, Happy New Year's Eve.
Farewell 2024, hello 2025.
Yes.
I feel like this time of year, everyone's doing their resolutions and their forecasts and predictions for 2025 and whatnot. And that's all well and good, but I don't know that the world needs another list of resolutions or a list of predictions. What we can offer is our unique spin on what we hope 2025 brings.
Yes.
So you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
If 2025 was a song, what's the song you hope it would be?
If there were one song that I hope 2025 ends up to be like,
Yeah.
it's Grace Jones, This Is.
Oh, can we hear a bit of that?
Mm-hmm.
This is a plate, this is a cup, this is a story I didn't make up. This is a girl lost in the wood, some covered wagon from some other hood. This is a voice, these are the hands, this is technology mixed with a band.
This is a tune.
I love this song. It's from her 2008 album called Hurricane. This was her big comeback album and her first album in 19 years, her 10th studio album. She was obviously big in the late 70s and 80s and whatnot. And I think that people had tried to convince her to make comebacks in the 90s, but this was when she chose to do it. And it's such a great album. In fact, the entire album could be what I hope 2025 is.
Really?
Yeah. It's ballsy. It's resilient. It's kind of autobiographical in this very stark, take no prisoners way. But it's also funky. She's so fun.
She's so funky and sassy.
Sassy. So yeah, I hope for us that we dance our way through 2025, but not like with our heads in the sand, with our eyes wide open in a very Grace Jones, bring it on kind of way.
Yeah. I mean, she's badass.
She's badass.
Yeah.
And I hope 2025 brings out all of our inner badass.
Yeah, I agree. Good choice.
So if 2025 was a song for you, what would it be?
It would be It's All Right by Sterling Void and Paris Brightledge.
Oh, that is very righteous.
It is. It's a house music classic from 1987, the first time house music came around. It's 7 minutes long. I used to dance my socks off to that track back in the day. And I think the lyrics work as well today as then. It's like the music plays forever and it's going to give us strength. And I just love that. It starts with a bit of a political message. Music is our life's foundation.
Yeah.
And ultimately, we'll succeed all the nations to come. It's all going to be all right. 2025 is going to be all right.
Okay.
Yeah. Sterling
get
Boyd
behind that.
is telling us it's going to be all right. Put that song on at the beginning of your day. If you're not having a good day, you cannot resist dancing to that song.
That's a good tool to have in our toolbox.
Yes. It's a tune.
Okay, so let's go into the next item on our list. What is a movie or show coming in 2025 that you're really pumped up about?
Mine is The White Lotus 3.
Oh, yeah, season 3. I love that show.
Season 3. It's set in Thailand. Now, I don't have much to say about this because I think it's all under wraps.
Yeah, I haven't heard much.
It's coming out in February 2025. Everything is under wraps. But Mike White says it's a satirical and funny look at death and Eastern religion and spirituality.
Oh, my God, I can't wait.
The first season was set in Hawaii.
Yeah.
The second was in Sicily.
Yeah.
I mean, I I'm sorry I don't have much to offer on this because it is all top secret. I can't wait for it.
Me neither.
It's classy writing, acting. The music is always good. Shout out to Gabe Hilfer. He's the music supervisor. Does a great job on it.
The tone of that show is so wonderful and so classic Mike White, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of dry and silly, but it's also...
It also looks really beautiful. They're staying at these hotels, which are absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
The tippity-toppest hotels and every luxury. And so you're kind of living vicariously
it's
every week.
travel porn.
Yeah, it really is.
It really is. Or like resort porn.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it too. I can't wait for that as well.
Yeah. What's yours?
It was very hard for me to choose because, you know, there's a new season of Severance coming in January. There's this movie Baby Girl that I'm really excited about. But what I ended up going with is a movie called The Last Showgirl, coming in 2025, directed by Gia Coppola, who is the niece of Sophia.
Yes, I've heard of this.
Granddaughter of Francis Ford Coppola. It stars Pamela Anderson. It sounds so awesome. It's basically a ex-showgirl of a certain age, Pamela Anderson, in Vegas. And it looks like it's just shot in a really beautiful, naturalistic style and a great storyline. It's hard to tell exactly what the plot is, but I just love the look and feel of it. And I think the Coppola family is very talented. And I'm a big Pamela Anderson fan.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know much about that, but it sounds great. I'd definitely love to watch that.
Me too.
I bet that would have a good soundtrack too.
Yeah, the music's going to be amazing because I feel like that whole showgirl world of song and dance and music and razzle dazzle, and these women were like goddesses, you know? And yeah, I'm just really excited.
Yeah, good one. Want to see that too. So I know you've had some experience hiring composers for movies. If you could hire a composer to score 2025, who would you hire?
I have loved all the composers I've worked with, and I know they would do a great job. But someone I'm dying to work with who I think would be perfect for what I hope 2025 ends up being like, Daniel Pemberton.
Do you know, he was on my list too. I think he's a fantastic composer.
He is amazing. For people that don't know him, he did Into the Spider-Verse. He also did the Steve Jobs movie. He did Rising Phoenix, Chicago 7, a bunch of movies. He's also done a lot of games and TV. One of my favorite things that he's done, and I think he does it under the name of the Daniel Pemberton TV Orchestra, is the soundtrack for Little Big Planet, which is a puzzle game. Listen to this soundtrack, please. It's amazing. He has such a whimsical, playful, melodic, innovative, inventive style.
Yeah.
I read a story about him once where he was on vacation with his girlfriend in Greece. And when they went into their Airbnb, the door squeaked. And he spent like the next 6 hours recording this door.
Really?
His girlfriend's like, can we please have our Greek vacation like we were going to do? And he's like, hold on, I have to get... And he just recorded this squeaky door to have in his sound library. And he's just that kind of guy. I think all of his work never feels phoned in or generic. He really pays attention to the characters and the story.
He's such a versatile composer
He's
too.
so versatile.
You know, I don't feel like he's pigeonholed. Some composers do get a bit pigeonholed. He just goes from thing to thing to thing.
And that's what makes me feel like he would be great, is like no matter what this year throws at us, he could create a soundtrack that understands the character and the subtext. He can make emotional sense of whatever ends up happening. And I feel like that's a composer's job, is to sort of hold our hand through the story.
Yes.
And cheer for the right characters with us and prepare us for what's coming, help us to root for the right outcomes, and get us to cry when we need to cry and dance when we need to dance. Like that's what a composer does. And he's the guy for the job, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think my guy is too.
All right, so who do you have?
I have Volker Bertelmann, who's also known as Hauschka. He's just scored Conclave, which I think he'll get a nomination for in all the Oscars and Golden Globes and everything. He's absolutely amazing. He has just scored Day of the Jackal. I don't know if you're watching that. Dune, the TV series. I mean, I think
A couple little things like that.
Yeah, and lots. He's as comfortable in film as he is in TV.
Yeah.
He can just do so many different genres. He worked with Dustin O'Halloran on Lion. He won an Oscar a couple of years ago for All Quiet on the Western Front. He's just amazing. I worked with him on a TV series I did for Showtime called Patrick Melrose. He did a fab score for that. And such a lovely
So you know
person.
the guy. He's a good guy?
He is. I just think he's such a wonderful composer. He's also an artist in his own right. So he was an artist, Hauschka, I think, before he became a composer. He's released a bunch of albums, quite different, some pretty experimental. And I think he could capture all of the emotions that 2025 will bring.
I love that we both landed on that as this kind of the need for a composer to be wide-ranging and very present.
Yeah.
So that no matter what the year throws at us, they're ready to take us
They
there.
can do it all for us.
Yeah.
They can bring us through all the ups and downs of 2025.
Yes. Okay, next question. Liz, what is a trend that you really hope takes off in 2025?
Okay. You might like this one.
Great.
Tea dances.
Oh, hell yeah. I love a
Tea
dance.
dances. I mean, I love a good afternoon tea, and I quite like to have a waltz around in between having cakes. I would love that. Back in the day, I did go to some gay tea dances with my friend Ian. It was kind of held between like 4 and 7 p.m. So it's nice and early.
Tea time.
Perfect. You know, you can have a live band or, a quartet, or maybe it can have a DJ now. But I quite like the idea of a live band. I like the idea of having a little glass of champers or some Pims and Victoria sponge, lots of cakes and bits and pieces. And then how perfect to just have a little nibble, have a sip, and then go off for another dance. And I see it as a perfect opportunity for me to maybe learn a bit of foxtrot, cha-cha, maybe even the Charleston. Like, can you do the Charleston?
Yeah.
Mine was just a bit of a lame waltz back in the day. But, I thought maybe we could have an on-cue tea dance.
I'd love to do that.
I mean, that would be so great. When I went to these tea dances back in the day, oh my God, there were all these gay men that were amazing dancers. And they would glide around the floor and they would just be like constantly on the floor, doing every kind of dance there was. I just could watch them for hours. There were a lot more men there than women
Interesting.
at these tea dances. But it was great fun.
So were you leading or following?
I was following. Yeah.
I can see that.
You can see that? You don't think I'd be a leader on the dance floor?
I think you would prefer to follow.
Well,
In this case.
Kathleen and I went to Big Apple Ranch once in New York, and it was like line dancing and all that, which isn't really for me. But then they would do these kind of things, and everyone would kind of dance around in a circle. And I was leading. It was not a good idea because Katie Lou, she wanted to lead.
Yeah, I can see that.
You can see that. And so
Yeah.
she sort of took over, and then I wasn't doing it right. And it was just like, I don't think we should do this anymore. But this could be a perfect opportunity because I want to learn the tango.
Tango might be your dance. But yeah, there has to be an agreement who's going to lead and who's going to follow. And the problem is when the better dancer is the follower, it's
Why are you
really
saying
hard
she's-
not to lead.
You're saying she's better than me? So with my tea dance, I'm just going to throw an extra honourable mention in for dessert for dinner once a week. A 3-course meal. I'm happy for one of the courses to be cheese, if it has to be. But I think this is something that everyone would love. If they were honest with themselves, they would love dessert for dinner once a week. 3 courses of that.
Okay.
Yeah?
I salute that. In Indonesia, they eat dessert before dinner regularly.
I would do that every meal, if possible.
I know you would.
I would. And I'm also throwing out, because of last week, chord on chord. I think we'll see more chord on chord this year.
Yeah, you did throw that out last week, and I think you've already started a trend.
What's a trend you'd like to see come back in 2025?
In 2025, I want to see the return of the pom-pom sock. Do you remember these?
I do remember the pom-pom socks.
Was that a big thing in Europe?
I don't know if it was a big thing. It was a thing. It was a thing.
Okay, because here it was a pretty big thing, at least in my circles.
Right.
We would wear tree-torn sneakers in the 80s, and your socks would quit and go down into your shoe. So you had to wear pom-pom socks, not just because they looked pretty great, but because the little pom-pom kept your sock from sliding down into your Tretorns.
Right.
And it was kind of like the go-to look. I feel like it was the early 80s, but I could be wrong. I think by the late 80s, we were well past that. But I feel like it was like a 1982 kind of thing.
Yeah.
And pom-pom socks are so cute, and it's a very useful fucking thing. Why did we stop doing that?
You know something? My socks always slip down. Whatever trainer, whatever shoe I'm wearing, it drives me flipping bonkers. And I'm always cutting my heels.
Liz, today's your lucky day.
Wow.
Because as a belated Christmas gift to you, I've brought you not one, but 2 pairs of pom-pom socks in your favorite color. I didn't know if you'd want light purple or dark purple.
Oh my God, that's gorgeous.
So
I like
brought
them
you
both.
Have a look.
Thank you.
And knowing that Kathleen's favorite color is blue, I brought her a pair as well.
Oh my gosh. I am going to wear these.
I got a pair of green for me.
Oh, lovely.
So we can all wear our pom-pom socks together.
Yes, I will be.
All hail the pom-pom sock.
Yes. Trish, for our next item.
Yeah.
Who is an up-and-coming musical artist or band that you want to see succeed in 2025?
Ooh, okay. So the band that I would love to see break big in 2025, assuming they want to break big, I don't know, maybe they don't. It's a band called Oh He Dead.
Right.
Out of my hometown of Washington, D.C.
Is it my love that took you off the shelf now? Is it your love make me dance by myself now? Is it our love sets my soul on fire? Is it our love that takes me a little too higher?
They are so funky, groovy, soulful, just awesome.
Yeah.
They had a self-titled album come out in 2019, and then they had an album called Pretty in 2023, an album called Ugly in 2024. They are a DC-based indie soul band. They are very funky, very groovy. Just, I love the way they sound. I love their songs. The lead singer's name is CJ Johnson. She has the most buttery voice. It's a little bit reminiscent for me of like Billie Holiday or some of these singers from the old days. Real old-timey kind of throwbacky voice, but also they have such a modern sound at the same time. They're just juicy and delightful. Their song, what we just listened to, is a song called Is It My Love? That's one of my favorites. I also love John's song. They're just great, and I wish them all the success in the world. I think that their songs could be great in TV and movies, but I also think they're just great on your playlists and playing in your earbuds when you're commuting to work. They're a wonderful band.
Yeah, I'm going to check them out. I'd love to hear more from them.
Yeah, you got a band that you want to see take off in 2025?
I do.
Let's hear about it.
I loved this artist this year called Maria Chiara Aguirre. I even rolled my R there. I probably didn't do it enough. But
that was sexy.
yeah, thanks. She's originally from Rome, but she now lives in London, and she's been around for a few years. I'd love to see her break out this year. She did an album called Closer, which is brilliant. Like, every song on it is great, and my favorite track is the title track, Closer. It's really cool.
I built myself a little boat. I like to take it out alone. And in the space between the surface of the lake and a cooler.
This album is definitely one of my favorite of 2024. It's a really great electronic album. She has released some experimental stuff. I think she did a jazz fusion album in 2022, and it was called Forest City. I think she could compose a score for a film. And
She has that cinematic sound.
doesn't she? And you
Yeah.
know what film I think she could have done a great score for? The Substance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because there's a darkness to her sound and a sort of mystery to it.
I think she needs to be huge. A great starting point is go listen to this album closer.
Okay.
And then go listen further because she's got a really interesting body of work.
That's a really good person to keep our eye on. Thanks for that.
Welcome.
So our last item on our list, we've done musical artists that we want to see explode in 2025. What about filmmakers we want to see explode in 2025?
Yeah.
Who've you got?
Oh, I've got a great one. Writer and director from India called Payal Kapadia. She directed a film called All We Imagine as Light, which was out this year. Oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful film. I think of it as a kind of quiet film, right? It's shot in Mumbai, and Mumbai at night is full of lights and colors and sound. And you feel like when you're watching it, you can smell Mumbai. It's so busy and there's lots of stuff, but she shot it beautifully. It is kind of a sort of fragile film. It tells the story of these three women in Mumbai who I guess are kind of invisible in a it's a very patriarchal society. And it's all about what it takes to keep going in really difficult times. She portrays their lives with, there's a lot of empathy for all of the characters actually. And they're all kind of three quite different characters. But there's lots of loneliness and hardship, but there is beauty. And I guess at the heart of it is like their friendship. She's just been nominated for a Golden Globe and she won the Grand Prix at Cannes for this film. She's 38. It's her first fiction feature. She wrote and directed a documentary in 2021 called A Night of Knowing Nothing about university student life in India. I think she feels like a really new voice in cinema. I'd watch anything she did. It's definitely a film to check out if you can. All We Imagine as Light. Lovely film.
She seems poised for big, wonderful
I
things.
think so. What about you? Who've you got?
So I also have a female filmmaker that I've been watching. She's got a great sense of style and comedy. I just love her voice. Her name is Zazie Seeley. Her first feature was Lucky Grandma, which came out in 2019. It is very, very funny. It's an indie movie. It, I think, has like 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
It's just a great, great, silly movie. It stars Sai Chin, who is a British Chinese actor. I think this was actually her first leading role, even though she's a woman of a certain age. And she's just wild in it. It's about a grandma who takes a casino bus, gets lucky at the casinos, then loses everything and finds herself in a Chinese gang war when she comes back to New York City. It is so sort of affectionate and warm and gritty, full of action. I don't know if Sai Chin does a lot of her own stunts, but it's like a very physical role.
Really?
She develops an unlikely bond with this guy that she hires as her bodyguard. It's weird and it's wacky and it's just really fun and smart. It's shot so beautifully. Zazie Seeley, who's originally from North Carolina, came up shooting ads for beauty companies and high fashion. And so she has a really good eye for color and faces and shapes. She still directs a lot of TV commercials. She's also won several short film prizes at Tribeca for her short films before this. She's just a really talented filmmaker.
She sounds kind of quirky.
She is quirky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
She's got a kind of oddball, screwball sensibility about her. And I just think this movie is so different than anything else I've seen lately. And if you didn't see it back in 2019, go see it now. I don't really know what she's working on. I'm sure she's working on all kinds of stuff. I know there was a rumor going around that she was developing a TV pilot with Sarah Jessica Parker's company, Pretty Matches. But I don't know where that stands or what else she might be doing. But I just think she's another one for us to keep our eye on. Seems like there's a lot to look forward to in 2025.
Yeah. I'm always excited at the beginning of the year to start my new record of the week list.
Yeah.
Which I will start.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Happy New Year, Trish.
Happy New Year, Liz. And to all of our beloved listeners, I have a cocktail for all of us. This is called the POMPOM Sock.
Yes.
Because it's a little girly. Not that boys can't wear pom-pom socks. I actually think boys look great in a pom-pom sock.
I think they look good in a pom-pom sock.
Boys also look great holding this pink bubbly drink.
Oh, this looks beautiful. Tell us about it.
It is a champagne-based cocktail, as is called for on New Year's. You can also make it with sparkling apple or sparkling grape juice if you want a mocktail. It is pink because I made a homemade strawberry syrup.
Oh, I can smell that.
Yeah,
it's lovely.
very fragrant. And I used limoncello, which is an Italian lemon liqueur. I think it's a traditional Christmas drink.
Oh.
But I could be wrong about that. Anyway, it's sort of a strawberry lemonade champagne cocktail.
This is the perfect New Year's cocktail.
Well, I do like a champagne cocktail.
Yeah, me too.
And I think that it can get boring to just drink champagne. Plus, I think with a cocktail like this, you can use champagne that's not that expensive, that's not that good. You know, it can be a medium to shit champagne and it still tastes great. And I love strawberries.
I do too.
It's
And
fruity.
I don't think we've had a champagne cocktail.
I don't know if we have, but New Year's is the time.
This is the time. It's absolutely delicious. I love your homemade strawberry syrup.
Well, thank you. And the mocktail for this one, just as delicious, just as easy, looks just as pretty. So you can celebrate your New Year's with or without booze.
So you make that strawberry syrup for the mocktail too.
Yeah, and the strawberry syrup, if you make the strawberry syrup, guys, it takes about 5 minutes. You can get frozen strawberries. You throw them in a pot with sugar and water. It takes 5 minutes. You bring it to a boil, let it sit, strain it into a jar, and then you've got strawberry syrup for cocktails, for pancakes,
Love
for
it. Yeah.
anything you can possibly imagine. Homemade sodas, ice cream.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, this is an absolutely delightful one. Thank you for making it. I love it.
Cheers.
Cheers. So it's your turn for a favorite thing. What's yours?
My favorite thing this week, Liz, fingerless gloves.
Okay.
Don't laugh.
No.
These are the unsung heroes of the wintertime.
Okay.
We don't turn the heat on in our house. Even in the daytime, it's like 50 degrees in our house. I think that's like 10 degrees Celsius. It's cold. And you're trying to do stuff on your phone. You're trying to do stuff on your laptop. You're trying to give your dog a treat or like pick your nose.
Yeah.
You need fingerless gloves. Look at how it keeps your joints warm while allowing your digits to do all the things they need to do.
Yeah.
It makes the hugest difference.
But do the digits get cold?
Well, the fact that your knuckles are warm and the fact that the meat of your hand stays warm, it makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Would you ever be interested in trying these?
In
Because
the
I
house?
brought you a pair.
Thank you. I would be very happy to try those on right now. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Green pear as well.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was a nice color. I tried to find purple, but
No,
they
that's fine.
weren't serving up purple
They weren't.
at the day that I was looking. I think you're going to love the way this feels.
Actually, they do feel nice.
Yeah, this is a nice lightweight cotton blend.
Yeah, I like that actually because when I had fingerless gloves once in my life when I was a kid, they were big, honking, thick, woolly fingerless gloves.
No, these are real live.
Hang on, let me just have a bit of cocktail.
Taste your cocktail with fingerless gloves. It's going to taste better. I swear to God, it tastes better with a glove on, a fingerless glove. Because could you imagine holding this with actual gloves? It'd be a mess.
I don't know. I'm giggling so much. I'm sorry.
Wait till you try a taco with fingerless gloves.
Oh.
Wait till you try like pita bread dipped in baba ganoush wearing fingerless gloves.
Yeah.
That's next level.
Trish's tarot time, New Year's Eve tarot time.
That's a big night for tarot. You know, I started reading tarot cards one New Year's Eve many, many years ago.
Really? Mm-hmm. I had my first ever tarot reading on New Year's Eve.
It's a magical night for tarot.
Yeah.
I believe that because I think, as we were saying when we were putting together our list for this episode, it's a time really of looking forward, looking back, trying to figure things out, trying to understand patterns. And that's what tarot's really good for.
Yeah.
So there is definitely a unique connection between New Year's and tarot. So what should we ask the deck?
Well, I think we have to ask the deck, what has 2025 got in store for us?
Yeah. Let's have a card for 2025.
Do you want to pull it? Maybe you should do it.
All right, I'll pull one.
Okay.
You know how I know which card to pull? Sometimes I just cut the deck and see where it lands, but sometimes I get an itch over one eyebrow. While I'm
Eyebrow?
Sometimes it's also in the middle of my spine, but more often it's an itch. I'm getting an itch on my right eyebrow over this one card, so I'm going to pull it.
With your fingerless gloves?
Absolutely, with my fingerless gloves. Oh, yes. The Temperance card. We've had this one before, too.
Yes, we have.
The Temperance card is number 14 in the Major Arcana. Those are the Roman numeral ones, you know, the big ones. And it is truly a card about finding truth in opposites. Like, have you ever noticed that one thing can be true and the complete opposite can be true at the same time? And so I feel like this is going to be one of those years where this is true and the opposite of it is true at the same time. And we are going to have to figure out how to live in that world where multiple things are true at the same time. And we are able to make something productive out of that. It might be a time of a little bit of confusion and a little bit of madness, but it's also going to be a time where that confusion and madness can lead to something bigger and better than we dreamed if we are willing to sit in that
Wow.
mix up for a while.
Okay.
In some decks, it's called the art card because it really is about making something beautiful out of raw materials, essentially.
That's a good card for 2025.
Yeah, it's generally considered a real positive card, but not in a sort of like easy breezy way, in a kind of sophisticated, complicated way. It's a year that will challenge us, but a year that has many, many wonderful things in store if we are willing to, I think, see the entire picture.
I like it.
So before we step into our song that's going to blast us into 2025, let's just remind everyone that you can always reach out to us. We quite love to hear from you, either on email at hello@oncuepodcast.com, on Instagram, on the comments section of your favorite platform. You can send us a voice memo. You can check out our Spotify playlist where all of the music from all of our episodes is available for your listening pleasure. And now I'd like to know what song, Liz, you've brought for us to kick off this New Year's
Extravaganza.
I
am happy to have this as our last record of the week for 2024. It's a song called Look Outside, A New Year's Coming.
No way.
Yeah, by the Go Team. It's a new year.
I love the Go Team.
So do I. So we had 2 Christmas songs, and now I wanted us to have a New Year's song.
You busted your lady balls on these holiday songs. I am so impressed. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I love this. It's from a compilation from 2020 called Lost Christmas, a festive Memphis Industries selection box. It was released digitally, but also on red, green, and gold vinyl. In aid of Crisis's Home for All campaign, which is a charity in the UK that helps provide housing support for those in need.
I love that.
So it was a great Christmas album. It features a bunch of Memphis Industries artists, field music, Francis Lungstats, Jessica Hoop, who was discovered by Tom Waits.
No kidding.
Actually, yeah. So look outside your window. A new year is coming. We can sing this and ring in the new year. That's a lyric in the song. So I want to thank Dave Philpott at Republic of Sync for getting approval for us to use this.
Thanks, Dave Philpott. Thanks, Go Team. This is fabulous. Thank you, Liz.
You're welcome.
May everyone out there have an absolutely charming, delightful 2025.
Have a wonderful new year.
We have had the time of our lives this year with this podcast. Thank you for tuning in and listening whenever you can. We really, really appreciate all the love that you guys have shown us. And our next episode will be coming to you in the year 2025. So we will
See you next Tuesday.
right on cue.
On Cue is produced and edited by Kathleen Gallacher.